Verhulst and 2 to his name as well as 1. Look at these shots coming in from Verhulst.
Hey guys, this is Verhulst, and I'm going to give you 5 tips to master Valkyrie. So for my first tip, Valkyrie is just as good for horizontal movement as she is vertical movement. So she's especially good at like turning corners very quickly, almost like tap strafing. And so like running around a corner like this, normally on the controller you have to turn around like this. But on Valkyrie, you can do it instantly with a jetpack momentum. So every time you trigger your jetpack, you get a small boost of momentum in any direction you want to. So this is like basically the closest thing you can get to tap strafing for controller players. And it's very, very good at like running away from people or closing the gap on somebody while using cover. Alright guys, so for my second Valkyrie tip, you can use Valk's ability to fly to use otherwise unusable cover, such as high cliff sides or the sides of buildings. So when he starts shooting at me here, I can jump off onto the side of the building to stall for a little bit of time, which would give me time for my teammates to come help me or a third party to come, and I can fly back up. And you couldn't do that on any other character, so that's really good to do on Valkyrie. Alright guys, so for my third tip, you can use Valk's jetpack to fly directly over someone's head to make it much harder for them to shoot you. This is especially useful when you run into somebody that maybe you weren't expecting, or you're just in a tight situation, maybe like in a big building and you're just trying to not get shot at. So for example, let's say I'm climbing up this building and I don't know there's a guy up here. I climb up and I see he's camping here. I can just fly straight over his head and keep going back and forth over his head. And it's very hard for him to shoot me because he has to do complete 180s every time I fly over his head. It's very, very hard for him to shoot you. Like at most, he'll crack your shield unless he has maybe like a Spitfire or something. And so it's very, very good to like make people waste their ammo and just stay alive for a little bit longer. Alright guys, so for my fourth tip, this is a pretty simple one, but it's very useful, very underrated. So if you accidentally pull your rockets out, but you don't want to shoot them, you can use your jetpack to cancel your rockets. And I do this all the time, and a lot of people don't know that you can cancel your rockets, and that is how you do it. You just pop your jetpack once, and it cancels your rockets. Alrighty guys, for tip number 5, you can use Valkyrie's rockets to blow off doors. This is especially useful when guys are sitting behind doors and holding them and healing, and you want to quickly stop their kill or just kill them. You can blow off doors with rockets. And the best way to do this usually is to align the second row of missiles right in front of the door and the third row of missiles on top of the door. And that's usually the best way to blow them off in one volley of missiles. And it's not consistent. It takes some practice. Even I can't do it every time. But yeah, you can blow off doors with Valkyrie's missiles.
Waiting on top of the train station. But look at those shots coming in for Verhulst. The bolt is hitting hard.
So this was my ALGS Masters on Valkyrie. I'll see you in the game.